Everyone, first time doing YouTube live in a while, Laura. Laura ran away. She got nervous that she was going to be on here. She's not. Man, I need a haircut. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow, actually. So we are watching. You're not on there, don't worry. We are watching some Brewers Dodgers game 2. I am joining. I've been watching the whole game, but our kids just finally went to sleep. So I am joining the game. And we are, let's see, we're in the bottom of the 7th. And Yamamoto is throwing an absolute gem. So we'll watch the game and talk baseball, answer any questions. Again, I've been pretty busy the last couple months, so I have not been on live, as you can tell. I just shaved for the first time in forever. Hey, what's going on from South Texas? I'm from ground ball there. Bats with the play behind the bag. I'm from Northeast Massachusetts. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to turn the game up a little bit, hopefully. Let me know if it gets too loud. If you guys can hear the game, I just want to be able to obviously hear it, but then be able to talk with everyone as well. Yamamoto is just nasty, by the way. That splitter. What's up, Tony? That splitter that he has. I mean, he's got like multiple nasty pitches. But Matty was just practicing. They showed Yamamoto's like split grip in slow motion. And Matty actually asked me like a few days ago, he was like, how exactly do you throw a splitter? So I showed him, but then it was pretty cool to be able to see the slow motion there. Nice play up the middle. So he's been spending the last 20 minutes trying to throw a splitter against the wall. But I just finally forced him to go to bed. But Yamamoto's nasty, man. Like, I didn't realize that he led, I think he led the National League in opponents' batting average against. Yes. Okay. All right. Maddie, be quiet, please. Good. Go jump back in bed. See, they've been in bed for 5 minutes, and my daughter's already coming in saying that my son will not be quiet and not let her sleep. What's up, Matthew Owens? Let's see. Hey, Matt, who do you think will win MVP? Oh, we're getting a lot of questions real quick. Let me go through the questions real fast here. So Dodgers throw an ace every game and have 3 MVPs. Good this. Thank you, Tony. I actually just was saying that. Me and Maddie were just talking about that. I'm like, this is crazy. You throw like Blake Snell, and then you throw Yamamoto, and then it's like, do we throw Glass now? Do we throw Shohei? It's just craziness how many pitchers they have. Not just pitchers, how many players they have. I mean, they're obviously loaded. As far as MVP, I'm not 100% sure. Honestly, I've like not been watching a lot of baseball. I was watching the Red Sox, but I haven't been able to watch very much just because I've been so busy. Tonight I watched the first like 2 innings, and then I had to pause it for a little while, and then I caught up quickly. Another easy inning for Yamamoto. He's nasty. Tony, how's Gordon going? Gordon's going really well. Fall's been solid. Still putting the finishing touches here on our 2026 recruiting class. So it's crazy that what time is it right now? It's pretty late, and my kids are still yelling for me. First official game for college will be late February. If everyone could give the video a like, that would be awesome. We'll try to get the likes up, get a bunch of people in here. I haven't been live in so long and I kind of just jumped on last second, but we'll see if we can get a good baseball chat going on here. There we go. We're getting more and more people in here. If everyone could give it a like, that'd be great. I need to get a haircut. When I don't get a haircut, you can like really see how bald I'm going. Tony, we do go to Florida. We actually start the season up north. So we play up here and then we go to Florida. We play 10 games in Florida. That'll be like beginning of March. From the beginning to middle of March, we play in Florida and then we come back home. Tony, we're in Wenham, Massachusetts. Thanks, Ben. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you have enjoyed it. I have been trying to give as much behind the scenes footage as possible. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I think, I've always liked to show as much behind the scenes footage of everything that we do, whether it's Antonelli baseball or when I was in high school coaching or, whatever it is. I like showing behind the scenes stuff. So, and I think college is interesting because you don't really get a great look at behind the scenes. You do a little bit, like some of the bigger schools will show, especially now they have more and more teams are putting together social media teams and content and stuff like that. But you don't really get, you get some highlights and stuff, but I've been trying to mic myself up and just kind of show what it's like to play college baseball and also what it's like. Sorry, Laurie just jumped in the shower. Hopefully that's not too loud. But also just letting people know what we have going on at Gordon because there's so many good schools out there around the country, but people don't always know that they exist. And so I've been trying to show as much as possible so people can see what we have going on there. Matthew said, where's Video Game Matt? Video Game Matt, I think he got suspended for PED use, honestly. I think there's a bloop single right there. Yeah, I think he got like I think this was his second offense. So he got the 100 game ban. So we'll see if he comes back at some point. No problem. You're not late at all. I actually just jumped on 7 minutes ago, so you're good. Can I will the Brewers to a win? I would say no. The way this game is going, I would say no. I don't think I can will them to. I'll try. Would I wear it in last night's game with bases loaded down by 1? Yeah, I mean, I'm not afraid to get hit by a pitch. I will say there are certain pitches that are thrown at you that you just instinctively, for some reason, get out of the way. But typically, I would stay in there and get hit. And I've always taught all of our players to feel like they're going to roll into the ball. Not like purposely roll into it, but just if the ball is in, you're just going to just roll, protect yourself, and get hit by it. So much great baseball in the Northeast, the D3 level, loving the content. Thank you, Baseball Authority. I appreciate that. I agree with you. I'll say the baseball, I've been in the recruiting, I've been helping our Anton baseball players get recruited for a long time. And so I've got a pretty good feel for all the different divisions when it comes to college baseball. But I have obviously never coached the D3 level, and being able to be able to coach it and help, not help, but put the roster together and recruit, you just realize how much good talent there is, on our roster. We have a ton of talented players. I've told people say, like, what's the talent level like? Is it more or less than you thought? I mean, there is more talent on our team than I anticipated. We got a lot of really good players. And my message, go to bed, please. So my message has been to recruits and to our Antonelli baseball players. Hold on one second. You have to go to bed, please.
Are you on a call?
Yes, I am. You have to go to bed.
Who?
I'm on YouTube, and you have to go to bed.
You're on YouTube.
Yes.
Cool.
But it's not a joke, though. All right, everyone. Maddie's going to lose video games for this weekend. He doesn't play during the week, but he's going to lose them this weekend because he doesn't want to go to bed. Go to bed, please. Thank you.
Vita.
So Sorry about that. I've been stressing the players that there's a lot of talent out there, probably a lot more than people realize, and it's hard to play college baseball at any division. Like, it is hard to play. And if you want to play, you have to work really, really hard. You have to be proactive. You have to be reaching out to schools. You have to have a big target list. So many kids still, they're like, they just, high school guys just think it's easy to play college baseball, and it's not easy. Tony, yes, Russ Mat tournament. You are correct. Yeah, we will do a variety of things. We will have some team dinners. We will. We're also staying in houses, so we'll also be able to cook. And then, so when we get there, we'll take the players out and get them a bunch of food to kind of stock up the house. As a college coach, will you have an off season? So, our season kind of breaks down until we have the fall season, which we're in right now. And then fall season ends in a couple of weeks. Basically, when we get into November, fall season's over. And then that's technically, I guess, the off season. But guys will still be lifting. We'll be lifting 4 days a week. Guys will still be, they're not going to not play baseball. They're going to continue to work. But we will not have team activities after fall ball. So they'll get a little bit of a break from team activities, but they'll still be doing their work. They'll still be lifting. And that's until we get back. And, they have break and stuff. They get Thanksgiving break, obviously, and winter break. And then once they get back from that, we start back up again as a team. Gerald, Giants fan. So naturally, I'm rooting for the Brew Crew. Oh, almost beat it. Oh, you're not able to watch the game today? I'll try to fill you in. I'll fill you in real quick on what's happened. Dodgers are up 4-1, and they could be about to add on. Although I have not been. I've been talking to you guys. I have not been watching this inning. But Yamamoto is basically dealt. First pitch he threw of the game, Churio hit a home run. And since then, he's been just like lights out. I mean, they haven't really sniffed him very much since that first pitch. Lucy, come up here, please. Come on. Johns Hopkins is very good. Yes, the field is very good. And the Dodgers are going to put some insurance runs on the board here. Go to bed, please. All right, I'm going to have to go lay the law down in a second because, I literally came on this thing. Laura went in the shower, and now they're just, not going to sleep. Adam asked about my thoughts on the Dodgers and their bottomless wallet. They can basically buy a World Series. So, yeah, I think obviously it is. I mean, it's a huge advantage to be able to buy the team that they've bought. It does not guarantee them a World Series. I think baseball, more than anything, it's hard to buy a World Series. But, I mean, it definitely gives you a pretty good shot. The depth of their pitching staff. They've dealt with so many injuries this year, but they have so much depth because they have so much pitching and they just have so much depth. They've been able to weather the storm, and now they've all kind of gotten healthy, and they can't even figure out who they want to start in the mound because they got so many starting pitchers. So it is tough. The Brewers could beat the Dodgers here. They're very talented, but you've got the biggest market in the league versus the smallest market in the league. I mean, that is a big advantage to the Dodgers. I appreciate it, Tony. Should 14U be lifting weights? I would say yes, they should be. I think so. My son's 11. He just turned 11 a couple weeks ago, and he has not started lifting weights yet. But I will. I want to start at least getting him introduced to some, even if it's just body weight stuff. He's big for his age, but very weak. So I'd like to get him going with that. But I think by 14U, yeah, definitely. I think that he can start lifting. Yep, 5-1 Dodgers now. Is that normal, Ben asked, going deep in the first pitch and nothing else? I mean, I wouldn't say it's normal because, it's not normal to go 8 innings or 7 innings of just dominating as a starting pitcher. So, and then you add in like a first pitch of the game homer, which almost never happens. So, yeah, it's not normal. Eagle Eye, I wish I could say my live is good luck charm, but I literally just started going live 16 minutes ago. So Dodgers did a lot of this damage before I even went live. I did watch the entire game so far. If everyone in here could give the video a like, that would be awesome. We'll keep getting more and more people in here as we kind of finish up the game. I know it's gotten a little out of hand, but maybe the Brew Crew got a comeback in them. Dodgers World Series, I mean, they were the favorites coming into the year, and I would say that they're probably still the favorites. But I think, as we all know, anything can happen in baseball. So Kike Hernandez, how about him? Just always steps up in the playoffs. They showed his regular season OPS and then his playoff OPS. It's crazy, the difference. Tommy Edmonds, another guy. I don't know the stats, but I just know that every time I watch him in the playoffs, I feel like he gets a hit. Every time I turn the TV on. Kike looks like really upset that he just walked. Yeah, Tony, I don't know. I don't think the players union, I mean, I don't think you'll ever be able to put a cap in baseball. I just think that the players union is too strong, and I don't think you'll ever get it. I know a lot of people are just like, put in a cap. It's you'd have to bargain. You'd have to, work with the players union to put it in, and I don't know why they would ever do it. Yeah, Blake Snell's nasty, man. He is nasty. So who am I rooting for to win it all? I was rooting for the Red Sox, and then once they got eliminated, I'm not really rooting for anyone at this point. I'm just watching the games, although I said it early on here. I've had a tough time being able to watch games. Just I got baseball basically every day, and by the time I get done with everything, it's hard to keep up with the games. A little bit easier now that we're getting further in the playoffs and there's only 4 teams left, so now I can watch more. But it's been hard to keep up with it. A lot of times I'll just check in, I'll watch the highlights. Yeah, like, I mean, I guess there would have to be a lockout, which would obviously be really bad for baseball. So you'd have to go to some pretty drastic measures to. I'm not an expert in this area. I just don't think you're going to get one. Who are you guys rooting for to win the whole thing? I just kind of think about the teams that are left in it. I don't have a. There's no team that I'm like, oh man, I love the guys on this team. I mean, the Brewers are a cool story, a small market team but they're always good. Yeah, I'm not rooting for the Dodgers just because they're supposed to win and they've got all the talent. And then, the Mariners, fine. It'd be cool to watch them win, but I'm not, I'm not like cheering for them. And then the Blue Jays, same thing. It's like, I've been cheering for the Red Sox all year and cheering against the Blue Jays, so I'm not going to switch now. I know Carter Shin won't be happy about that. He's our one Canadian player at Gordon. Yeah, so, the more I think about it, I mean, I guess, yeah, the Mariners winning, that would be really cool. The Mariners are due. They've never won a World Series. I agree with the baseball authority. There's just a lot of. I think coaching is. I mean, a lot goes into it, and then obviously I've got. My son's actually been playing basketball this fall, so he started doing a little bit of baseball until basketball started up, and now he's been full-time basketball. But his basketball's been 4 days a week, so I get out of work, get out of baseball, and usually go to basketball, or I'm doing one or the other. I'm either doing baseball or basketball. So I haven't had a whole lot of time to watch, but I like to try to keep up with it. And I'm a huge football fan, so Sundays I usually try to watch. I mean, I watch the Patriots every Sunday. I haven't missed a Patriots game my whole life, but wish it was a little tighter game here so we'd have a more exciting last few innings. Is Drake May for real? I think Drake May is very talented, yes. I think, I hope he's for real. I mean, he made some really big throws the last two games. So I like how I mean, it's nice to see the Patriots win again. We've gone through a couple of tough years here. It's nice to see them win. I know people probably pretty pumped after having to watch the Patriots win for 20 straight years to see them lose for a while, but it's been a long 5 years. Nice to see them back winning again. I'm hoping that we can add a pass. I want one more pass rusher, and then I'll be happy. I think the offense is good enough. I think May's obviously been very good. I think the offense is good enough. I just like to see a little better pass rush. That's it. Big strikeout there. Shohei's not seeing the ball very well right now. Chased the fastball up last at bat, way out front. He's like out front in the off speed. He's chasing the fastball. You can tell that he is not feeling it right now. Yeah, I agree. And like Ohtani, I mean, at any moment he can just explode. And you still got to be careful with him. Baseball is just like that, though. Like he might feel absolutely horrible right now, and the ball looks like a ping pong ball coming at him. And then, next game it could totally flip for you, and all of a sudden it starts looking like a beach ball. So, yeah, so Judge or Raleigh for MVP. So, Coach Nick Palm and I have been going back and forth. I mean, what Cal did this year is obviously crazy to hit that many home runs as a catcher. But then Judge's numbers are just ridiculous as well. So, I mean, it's hard to not give Judge the MVP with his numbers. The guy, it's just like they are video game numbers. But then it's like had one of the greatest hitting seasons of all time for a catcher. So the Brewers division championship banners. Yeah, they want to put something up there. Jason, I do not sleep. Actually, my son. So I've been pretty tired. Right before I got on here, Maddie goes, "Where I was in the room. I got to help brush his teeth because he won't always brush it the greatest. So I have to make sure that I have to like monitor him." And he was like, "Why are the bags under your eyes so big and purple?" He goes, "You look like you haven't slept in a week." I actually, I don't nap, but I was so tired today. I got home and I sat down with Laura on the sofa, and the next thing I know, I woke up and it was like 2 hours later. I never nap, and I just passed out. Maddie, go to bed, please. Did you ever? This is like my whole night. Like he he does not want to ever sleep. Drives me crazy. Did I ever have an interest in being a two-way player? So I was a two-way player in high school. When I went to college, I wasn't. They tried to get me to pitch a little bit, but I didn't want to. My arm never bounced back well from pitching. So after I threw, in high school, I would play shortstop the whole game, and then I would come in to close the game. But towards the end of the year, like I couldn't really do it much more because my arm was just killing me. Isn't that celebrating mediocrity? Well, I'd say if you win, I would say if you win the division, you're not mediocre. But I mean, yeah, I guess like the Yankees, I guess the teams that have won a ton of World Series would say that that probably is. But I don't know how you hit Yamamoto's splitter. I'm just watching this thing. It's like it's 90 to 92 and it falls off the table. It is disgusting. I do not drink coffee. No, I've never drank coffee in my life. Oh, that ball is dotted on the corner at 96. He is disgusting. Jason, he has to do wind sprints. He is slow. That pitch is nasty. James Franklin, was he officially fired? I mean, I've heard like 50,000. I keep hearing, I feel like I've heard he's been fired for like 2 straight weeks. I haven't watched a single college football game this year. We have Saturday is my busy day for college, so we do a 2 hour practice. So I get to the field early, get ready. We have a 2 hour practice. Then we get the field ready and we play like a 3 hour scrimmage. This past week we played a 4 hour scrimmage. By the time I get out of there, I am exhausted. And I get home and usually we'll go out to eat with my wife and kids. And so I haven't watched any college football. So I don't know I have no idea what's going on Saturdays. Why is the splitter becoming popular? I mean, the splitter's just nasty. It's just a nasty pitch. I never thrown a splitter, but if I was a pitcher now, I'd probably throw one. Anyone know how many pitches Yamamoto is? I guess I can just rewind real quick and look. Let me look real fast. He is at 95 pitches, so he's done, or he was at 95 pitches. He's at like almost 100 at this point. Yeah, 98. Thanks, Franklin. I agree with you, Franklin. There's nothing. My wife always makes fun of me, or she always questions why. I love just listening. Like if I'm just sitting around, even if I'm doing work, I'll just put on like YouTube and just listen to something about sports. It's calming for me. Some people like to listen to music. I don't listen to music. I listen to people talking about sports. Oh, Mar 15. Haven't seen you in a long time. I don't think I have time to play uh, in a men's league. I get asked a lot to try to join different teams. Okay, then you have to go to bed. Yeah, throw them out there. Why not? He retired due to stress from managing the Padres. I will say, like, I'm sure. Listen, we were out in California a couple weeks ago. It is so. We were in Southern Cal. We went down to San Diego. I mean, there's no better place as far as just if I was going to try to live a stress free life, it would probably be in. Well, I don't know. No, I do know. Yeah, I'd probably go to Southern Cal. The weather was unbelievable. Um, but I am even though out of all the teams, it's different now. I should say when I played in San Diego, like we had almost no media at all. Like there were no reporters. They really didn't care. They cared about the team, but there just wasn't a lot of. Ooh, Mookie just got hit. I'm sure it's different now because the team's a lot better now than when I played. But I do think it's got to be so consuming and mentally taxing to be a major league manager. I mean, it's taxing to be a college coach. Oh, I did not hear that about Sandy Alomar Sr. That's too bad. Florida is greater than California. Yeah, so we go to Florida every year. We'll be going again soon. Um, and I think Florida is awesome. For me, like we're on the East Coast, so it's easier just to take a 3 hour flight to Florida versus a 6 hour flight to California. The only difference, well, the things I liked about California, the weather is just like unbelievable. No humidity. It was like 77 and sunny with no humidity every day we were there. We were there for like 10 days. It was the same weather every day. It's crazy. That might drive me crazy after a while because there's no change. But, and like Florida's great, but Florida, like in the summertime, it's going to be 1,000,000 degrees. And so that's the only downside of Florida. But I love Florida too. Certain parts of Florida, certain parts I'm not a huge fan of, but I don't know. I heard what it's going to either be Otani or Glass now. Do I think any former player can manage? Is that what you're asking, Gerald? No, I think not even close. There's a ton of really good players I played with that just are great players, but they would not make good managers. I like rainy days sometimes too. We had a rainy day today, and it was actually nice and peaceful. So I'll tell you a funny story since we're watching the Dodgers. Here's a funny story. We were in California, and we're at the hotel, and I was taking a shower, and Laura said she was going to run down and grab some coffee at the hotel coffee shop. Thank you. And she comes back and she's like, I don't remember exactly how you said it. Maybe you should tell the story. But she was like, the Dodgers are in
No,
the.
I texted you and I said Freddie Freeman's in the
Oh,
coffee shop, said Maddie.
there's Freddie Freeman right there. He slid in right there. So she texts me. That's what it was. She texts me and said, Freddie Freeman is in line at the coffee shop.
Said Maddie.
And she said, send Maddie down. and I was like in the shower, or I was going in the shower. But he didn't want to go down, so Laura came back and got him. And then they went back down, but he was like afraid to ask Freddie for his autograph. But she was in line. Freddie Freeman was right behind you.
No, there was a guy in front of me that I said.
Yeah. So Glass now is in front of her. So she's like, "There's like this huge guy. He's like 6'8" in front of me," and she's like, "And he's got a giraffe tattooed on him." And I was like, I think that it's got to be Tyler Glass now." And then Freddie Freeman was behind you.
No, you said there's nobody bigger on the team than Freddie Freeman.
Well, I said Freddie Freeman is big. I was thinking like, who's 6'8" on the Dodgers? I didn't think of Glass now first, and then I like went through the roster and I was like, oh yeah, it's Glass now. But then
See me on there?
no, but then Freeman was in line behind you. I've asked that 3 times now.
It was Glass now.
Glass now, yes,
He was in front of me.
yeah,
And I was thinking he looks like a baseball player.
yeah.
And then a kid got in line behind me. And I was like, he looks like a baseball player too, but why would there be a baseball team here? in
Yeah,
August?
she didn't put it together that the Dodgers were in to play the Padres. We had just watched the Padres play the night before against
The Giant.
the Giants, and then the Dodgers came into town. So
So I was thinking, wow, these guys all seem to know each other and are friends, and they look like a baseball team. Maybe they're like an old college team that's like here together for a wedding or
Yeah.
something. And then I turned around and I saw
and then
Freddie
she
Freeman.
saw Freddie Freeman. Yeah, she wasn't sure who
And
they
I
were.
realized it was all Dodgers.
So then she told me to bring Maddie down, but I was in the shower and he wouldn't go down. And then he went down with her, but he was afraid to get autographs. And by the time I got out, I went down.
Don't bother them for autographs.
Yeah, I know. And then I went down to see who was down there. And Will Smith, they had all left, but Will Smith was still there with his wife. And that was
when
it.
I brought Maddie down, Freddie Freeman was still there, but Maddie
Yeah.
wouldn't go near him.
I just said that. So, anyways, no, we were staying. It's interesting. They were not staying at the Omni. We were in.
A different hotel.
Yeah, what town were we in? I'm having a mental block.
North of San Diego.
Yeah, we were a little north of San Diego. It was probably about what, 30 minutes away from the field? 30, 40 minutes away? Probably something like that. I was surprised how far away they were staying. But then, and then the hotel became crazy because once it was quiet, it was like really quiet for the first like 4 days we were there. And then the Dodgers got there and then it got crazy. Like security was everywhere. Obviously players were all over the place. I've never played in Toronto, but I was thinking that watching the game yesterday that stadium looks awesome. So I've played in Milwaukee against the Brewers. I don't remember staying at the haunted hotel though. I stayed in a haunted hotel. Oops, sorry about that. I just kicked my phone. No, because my dog is like laying on my legs and my leg was asleep, so I had to try to move it. I don't remember which hotel we stayed in Milwaukee, but I don't believe it was haunted. But I stayed in, I'm giving Wake Forest a little shout out there.
I think that's a minor league hotel you stayed in.
Yeah,
that was haunted.
yeah, there was. Scranton Wilkes-Barre there was a haunted hotel that I stayed in there. The story there was that there was like it was built over like an old like railroad track, and people would hear the train at night like going through the hotel. And then there was another thing where, because it was like you could, when you came out of your room, you could look down, like every floor you can kind of look down over. And then they said like on a certain floor, I don't remember what floor it was, but people would see I guess the story was like a kid jumped off or fell off, and people would say that you could see like the kid and like his parents up there and all this stuff. And usually you always have a roommate on the road. In the minor leagues, in the major leagues, you don't. But one of my trips there, I did not have a roommate. And I usually, like, your whole minor league career, you're like, "Ah, if only I could have a room by myself and not have a roommate." And then we go there and I have no roommate in the haunted hotel. And I was like, if only I could have a roommate now. And like, for a haunted hotel, you would think they try to make it less haunted looking or feeling, but this place felt haunted. Like, you'd go into the room and there were like these red walls that were kind of weird. It just felt like a haunted hotel. So, and then in like the Sixth Sense, when it gets cold, when the ghosts come. I remember one night I was sleeping and I woke up and it was freezing cold in the room, and I'm like, it's a Sixth Sense. The ghosts are here. I didn't see anything though. I never saw anything while I was staying there.
I have 39 people.
I know. Laura said I have 39 people watching, and she's laughing at me like this is a joke. I haven't been live in forever. We used to do lives back a few years ago where we'd have like hundreds and hundreds of people.
Yeah, but that was during
In
COVID
there.
when everybody was home.
No, even before COVID. COVID was actually, COVID was a huge time for lives. We used to do like huge lives. The interesting thing about this is I'm not sure if this is because I don't do lives a lot, but we have like almost 300,000 subscribers, and I don't know when I go live, I don't know how it works. Like, did it pop up that I was live when you guys were on here? Because I feel like with 300,000 subscribers, there's no way that it's getting pushed to a bunch of people that I'm live. You've seen a ghost in your mom's house? That's pretty crazy. I have never seen a ghost. Laura, you ever seen a ghost?
No.
Never seen a ghost. Yeah, see, interesting that it popped up. Yeah, YouTube's so strange, like the algorithm and all that stuff, because like some videos I'll put out and they'll instantly just start like pumping it out. They'll instantly start pumping it out to people. And then some videos I'll put up and like they won't send it out to anyone. I can tell really quickly like if they're pushing it to people or not, because like some videos I put out and within an hour or so I've got tens of thousands of views, and within a day I've got 2, 3, 400,000 views, and then I'll put up another video that's like very similar, and I'll look and it'll be like you have 980 views after 3 hours. So I don't know how the whole thing works. Oh, very interesting. So Yamamoto is back out to go for the complete game here. Gets a favorable call on the splitter down and in. Yeah, it's really strange. I don't know if maybe if I went live more often, it would start pushing my lives to more and more people. Maybe it knows that I very rarely go live. I don't know. But there's no doubt, like back in the day when I used to go live, it had to have been getting pushed to more people because we used to have a ton of people on here. Yeah, Brewers do seem like they play fundamentally sound baseball. I say that only have seen them play a couple times, but that's crazy how efficient. It's crazy how efficient you have to be to throw a complete game. I know people are all like, nobody throws complete games anymore. Like it's just hard to throw a complete game. Throwing 70% strikes. Wow. I would definitely go live for the rest of the postseason. It's just hard to get live. Like today, I couldn't get live until the 7th inning because neither of my children wanted to go to sleep, and then they're still like not going to sleep. So it's just hard to go live. when they eventually get older and like they can just do their own thing, um, it'll probably be easier. Power pitching versus control pitching. Um, I mean, power pitching is what the game's about nowadays. I mean, I'll take Yamamoto, who's both. He's like a power pitcher who also commands the ball. Pitch count right now is at 103. Now 104 is a pop out. Yamamoto is probably one of those guys I would guess that could throw 200 pitches and be perfectly fine. Like, especially a lot of the Japanese players, I feel like they're just so used to throwing a million pitches. Yeah, Snell's nasty. And he's also got some power stuff as well. Yamamoto is so hard to just watching him. It's like you don't know. Like he throws that slower breaking ball, and then he throws a hard cutter, and then he throws a four seam like 96, and then he throws a splitter at like 92. Yeah, I don't think he'll get tired. Oh, Laura needs her charger, and she's so afraid that you could be on there, or that she could be on there. You can probably go. I'll tell you if your face comes on there, Laura.
Well, I have pajamas. I don't want to be on.
Oh. I'm going to turn this this way.
I think I'm probably good.
There you go. Go ahead. You can't be seen. Yeah, and I think every pitcher is different. Like I said, like Yamamoto might be like some guys can throw a million pitches, they just don't get tired. Like my son's kind of like that at 11. I know he's 11, but like he can throw and come back the next day and his arm feels like he never ever ever complains of his arm getting tired or sore or anything. Um, Even when he got pushed, and I usually keep him on a pretty strict pitch count, but there were a few games this year where I let him go a little bit more, like in the playoffs and stuff, and he never like he usually gets mad and yells at me for taking him out of games because he always says his arm doesn't get sore or tired, and it doesn't. Like he'll throw 75 pitches and the next day feel 100%. He's like, I could pitch 75 more today, and if I don't let him, but if I did, he'd say it the next day. Then there's other pitchers that like they throw 75 pitches or 50 pitches and their arms killing them the next day. That's how I was. That was a nasty splitter right there. Look at that complete game. It's awesome. He throws that right on right splitter too, where the ball, like you can't get to it. The ball is like, it's like 92, 93. I think that last one was like 93. And it's just like barreling in 93, just like down and in on the right-hander hands. You can't get to it. Or no one can get to it. Yeah, Japanese pitchers do, for the most part, have a little bit of a unique way of throwing. Oh, here it comes right here. Look at this thing. It's just like, how do you get to that? You can't hit that. Look at how much that ball's running down and in, and it's 93. It's crazy. This craziness. Laura will not say hello. Hey, thank you, Olsen Magic. I don't know if Japanese pitchers can't pitch 200 innings. And Shohei, I mean, Shohei's also like, yeah, he's had Tommy John, obviously, but he's also like I mean, he's throwing 101 miles an hour. And he's also hitting, like, he's just crazy. Yeah, and like these guys, exactly, like, pitchers throw harder than ever before. It's just different now. I was saying this. I went back and watched randomly. I just stumbled upon like one of my old videos of me playing against the Brewers, actually, coincidentally. And Ben Sheets was pitching for them, and Ben Sheets was like a really good pitcher. But I'm just watching the game, and it's crazy. Go back. So this was 2008. I was watching. You watch the velocity of the pitchers, and it's like it's crazy. Like starting pitchers back then throwing like 86, 87, like that doesn't even work in like college and like D3 college now. Like it's just crazy. Um, Bullpen guys coming in throwing 91, 92. It's just the game has gone just outrageous with pitching velocity. Yeah, that's an interesting statistic. I would like to know what percentage of pitchers just go on the IL in general. It's I feel like very few pitchers make it an entire season without going on the IL nowadays. But yeah, like I was watching those games of me playing and I was like, how did I not hit like 400? How did we not all hit 300? Like guys are literally throwing 86, 87, 88. And I'm serious. Like the good pitchers, it was like 92 and I was like, "Ooh, this guy's bringing it today." Now it's like if you see a 92 mile an hour, I mean, we just watched 92 mile an hour splitters the whole night for 9 innings. Nowadays, you see like 92 fastball, you're like, the gun broken? Like, what's going on here? Yeah, it's again, thanks, Speedy Gonzalez. I appreciate that. It is weird if you. So I was watching again, like, um, I don't know why it was on. We were watching like a Red Sox game from like 1980 something, and Maddie was watching it, and he's never seen games obviously back then, but he was like, "How are these players in the big leagues?" He's like, "They stink. Like their swings stink." Every player that came up, he's like, "This guy stinks. How is he in the big leagues? This guy stinks." He said it the whole game, and I was watching it too, and like, I'm not gonna say they stunk because for their time they were very good, but I never got the whole thing where people were like, the game's worse than it's ever been. Like, I'm watching this thing, like, everybody looks unathletic. Everybody was like 175 pounds, or they were fat and out of shape. Like, it's a totally different game. Everybody on the field, like, there were no Dominicans on the field. There were, like, it's just a bunch of guys with mustaches. Like, I don't know. I find it crazy when people watch, like, people are always saying like how the game used to be so much better. Now there were great players, obviously, but I know people always go back to the strikeouts. Oh, everybody strikes out now. It's like, well, the pitching is unbelievable. Every pitcher throws 98. I did not see it. So that Mariners Detroit game, I was not able to watch that game. I don't remember what I had or where I was or what happened, but I missed it. I went back and watched the bunt and broke that down online, but I did not see Mike Trout. I don't know if it's over, but it just stinks that he's, hasn't been able to stay healthy as he's gotten a little bit older. Cosmos, I hope so. We're still really early. A lot of season to be played. I will say the Patriots have a very easy schedule. So, if the season ended today, we'd be in the playoffs. I mean, we'd win the division, but long ways to go. We'll see what happens. All right, everyone, I'm going to give it another minute or so, and then I'm going to go. I got to be up early tomorrow. I appreciate everyone hanging out, though. Any more questions, I'll answer them. If not, I am going to take off, and let's see what I'm going to watch while I fall asleep. Although I took a nap today for the first time in forever, so Celtics. I might watch a little rerun here of the Celtics. Yeah, Dodgers take the commanding lead. Brawls, I don't really care who wins the World Series. I just want to see some good, I want to watch some good not basketball, I'm watching basketball now. Good baseball. Thanks, Ben. I appreciate that. I think all of our games are live streamed, and we will start in February. But I'll keep you guys posted. As we get closer, I'll start making more updates, and it'll be a fun season. So we're obviously, maybe one of these days I'll break down exactly kind of like what it's like putting the roster together and where we are, and kind of give the history and all that stuff. But I will keep you guys posted as we go. So, all right, everyone, that's all I got. I'm gonna go lay down and watch a little bit of the Celtics game and fall asleep. So, oh, I see, Jason. All right, well, I'll try to live stream the next game. So I'll answer questions and talk baseball then. Thanks again, everyone. Have a good night. We will talk to you later.